everybody, and welcome to Live Interactive English. I am Shane.
And I am Karen. Today we are looking at part 1 of A Day at the Zoo.
Woohoo! A day at the zoo.
Do you like going to the zoo?
I love the zoo.
Really?
I'm a really big animal lover, and I'm fascinated by especially like the wild animals that they have at the zoo.
So do you visit the Taipei Zoo very often?
I've been to the Taipei Zoo like 15 or 20 times.
Really? What's your favorite animal to look at the zoo?
I just love the monkeys.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because they're just like, they're like humans, you know? They're just, they just have such like human-like personalities, and they like to like throw stuff and
a little bit naughty, would you say?
They're very naughty, so they're very entertaining to watch.
True.
And to watch them interacting with each other. Most of the other animals are pretty boring.
I like pandas. Pandas are so cute.
They're so cute, but they don't do much.
That's true. They just kind of sit there and then they chew on their bamboo.
Which is cute.
Cute.
It's cute, but monkeys are just very rambunctious and full of life. And yeah, like you said, they're just naughty. And I think that suits my personality.
I guess you're right. And then I like pandas. So does that mean that's kind of like my personality?
Like
I just want to
sweet and quiet.
I was gonna say sit around and just be lazy.
Well, you do like to eat.
I know.
And you are pretty lazy. Yeah. Okay. Kind of. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So it depends on what animal you like.
Yeah.
So that's kind of related to how your personality is like.
Interesting. Okay. Well, let's get into today's lesson, which is a dialogue talking about a day at the zoo.
All right.
Planning a route.
Sean and Clara stop near the entrance to the zoo.
Which section do you want to explore first?
I really want to see the giraffes and the elephants. How about you?
I'm interested in the monkeys and the penguins. Let's start with the giraffes and then make our way to the elephants.
Sounds like a plan. Then we can loop around and see the monkeys.
Yeah, and the penguins and monkeys are right beside each other. So after we see them, we'll probably have lots of time to explore the rest of the zoo. We can have lunch near the flamingos area.
Perfect. I can't wait to see all the animals.
So we're looking at part 1 of A Day at the Zoo, planning a route. So what's a route?
All right. A route is a way for travel or for movement. It's like the path from point A to point B. We call that a route.
All right. And right now we're looking at a dialogue between two characters, Sean and Clara. Sean and Clara stop near the entrance to the zoo.
All right, so Sean, not Shane. People often will mistake my name and call me Sean.
Oh, okay.
And I say, no, it's Shane.
That's right. Shane is not in our dialogue today. It is Sean.
Fine.
So we're looking at this word entrance, and that is a noun. So entrance means an act of entering or something that provides a way to go into.
Right.
So, for example, Mark walked through the entrance to the park.
Okay. All right. So Sean, which is Shane, Sean, and Clara
Is Karen.
Okay. So Sean begins by saying, which section do you want to explore first?
Because when you go to the zoo, there are so many different sections that you can explore, right?
And it's good to have a plan because you can kind of get lost in zoos because they are so big.
Exactly.
Right? So what does it mean to explore? So to explore means to look at something in a careful way so that you can learn more about it.
That's right.
Right? And it can also mean to like study or analyze something. But here you're exploring like a place and you're just kind of looking around, right? So for example, we liked to explore the forest near our house when we were kids.
Ah, so you like to look around and see
what you can find.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe some rocks or some logs, right? So Clara says, I really want to see the giraffes and the elephants. How about you? Oh, I love the giraffes and the elephants.
Yeah, one has like a really long neck, and the other one has a really long
trunk.
I wanted to say nose, but I know you were going to say that's not a nose, it's a trunk.
Exactly.
Okay, so Sean says, I'm interested in the monkeys and the penguins. Oh, Sean is like me.
You like monkeys too.
Yeah.
And penguins are really cute. They like the cold, cold weather.
Yeah, and they could shoot around in the water, like shoo, shoo.
Fly down, right?
I like active animals, I think. Okay, so Sean continues, let's start with the giraffes and then make our way to the elephants.
And then make our way to the elephants? What does that mean?
So to make your way somewhere means to go somewhere. Kind of like you're going from one place to another.
That's right. Move towards the elephants,
Yeah,
right?
That's right.
Okay, so Clara says, sounds like a plan. Then we can loop around and see the monkeys. Then we can loop around. Okay, so to loop around, if something loops somewhere, it goes there in a circular direction, like a circle. That makes the shape of a loop.
Okay, got it. So they're going to loop around and see the monkeys. Okay. Sean says, yeah, and the penguins and monkeys are right beside each other. So after we see them, we'll probably have lots of time to explore the rest of the zoo. Right, because like we said, I mean, it's the zoos are usually quite intimidating and huge if you need to try to explore all the parts of them.
That's right.
We can have lunch near the flamingos area.
Oh, I love flamingos too. They are so pretty, nice and pink, right?
For some reason, I feel like they're a little bit stuck up.
You think so?
I don't know, because I think they think of themselves so fancy and they have their leg up.
But they are.
I'm a flamingo.
And I think what's really fascinating is that sometimes they can sleep while standing on one leg. Have you ever seen that?
They're a really interesting and fancy animal.
Exactly. And Clara says, perfect. I can't wait to see all of the animals. And like they said, you know, when you're at the zoo, you really do have to plan because it's so big. If you don't plan your time well, then you're going to miss out on the other animals.
But that's okay. It just gives you an excuse to go back. So I rarely end up seeing all the animals in one sitting, or one, not sitting, in one visit to the zoo, because I like to take my time and really observe each one of the animals that I'm looking at.
That's right.
And that takes a lot of time, so I like to break it up into a couple of days if I can.
And Taipei Zoo is actually pretty big too.
Yes, and speaking of breaking things up, why don't we break this lesson up into 2 parts and take a break here?
All right, sounds like a great idea.
All right.
Hello， 大家好，我是 Hanny。这2天的绘画是要去动物园一日游。那么第一段对话一开始啊 ，Sean 和 Clara 在动物园入口附近停下来讨论说要先逛哪一区。Clara 很想要看长颈鹿和大象，那么 Sean 则是对猴子还有企鹅有兴趣，所以他们就简单规划路线，要从长颈鹿开始看大象，然后绕一圈去看猴子，而且企鹅和猴子就在一起，就在旁边而已。那看完之后，应该还有很多时间可以去逛动物园的其他地方，所以他们就可以先在红河区附近吃个午餐。好，来看单字 entrance。Entrance 表示入口、大门，后面可以接 to 加名词来表达通往什么的入口。那么 explore 这个动词表示探索或是探讨，而补充单字 route 或是念作 route， 它表示路线、途径。再看到 loop 这个字当名词，它可以指圈或是环。在课文里面，它是当动词表示绕圈，所以 loop around 就可以表达绕一圈的意思。老师们刚刚聊到说，动物园的园区范围通常很大，大得很惊人、很吓人，所以呢，最好要先规划路线。那 Shane 老师用到一个形容词 intimidating。intimidating，intimidating，它就是形容吓人的、令人生畏的。好，那接着回到课文中。
Sean and Clara are near the giraffe habitat.
Do you know when they feed the animals?
I'm not sure, but let's ask the zookeeper over there.
Good idea. Hello. Do you happen to know the feeding schedule for the animals?
I do. For the giraffes, the scheduled feeding time is 2:30 p.m. For the other animals, it varies, but there are schedules posted outside each habitat.
Thank you so much for the information.
Yes, thank you. We'll be sure to come back at around 2:30.
Welcome back, everyone.
Welcome back.
Before the break, we're looking at a dialogue between Sean and Clara, and they are spending a day at the zoo. And then we were talking about how Clara likes the big animals like giraffes and elephants, and whereas Sean, he likes monkeys and penguins. And I think their plan is trying to see as many animals as they can, right?
Yeah, trying to find a good route to take to figure out how they can see all the animals that they'd like to see.
Exactly.
Okay, so in this part of the dialogue, we are asking about the feeding schedules. So, schedule. A schedule is a noun. A schedule is a plan of things to be done and the time when they will be done. So, for example, I finished planning my class schedule for this year.
Ah, so you kind of figured out when the classes are, right? When your
Yeah.
math classes or
When and where.
Chinese class. Okay. So Sean and Clara are near the giraffe habitat. So a habitat is a noun. A habitat is the home of an animal or a plant. From the hottest desert to the coldest ice pack. These are all different types of habitats.
Kind of like an area that the animals could like live in, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
So today's dialogue, we have Sean, Clara, and the zookeeper.
Okay, so are you going to be the zookeeper?
I will be the zookeeper and Clara.
You look like a zookeeper.
And a zookeeper is someone who takes care of the animals in the zoo.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so Sean begins. Do you know when they feed the animals?
And Clara says, I'm not sure, but let's ask the zookeeper over there. Oh, so maybe they want to watch the zookeeper feed the animals because that would be so cute to look at.
Well, and yeah, then the animals also become more active. So I'm always trying to figure out what is the feeding time too, because I want to see the animals. Some of the animals are just sleeping in the shade, or they're not really doing anything. But when feeding time comes, usually they get excited, and watching them eat is so cute.
That's right.
So Sean says, good idea. Hello, do you happen to know the feeding schedule for the animals? Okay, so he's asking the zookeeper.
That's right. And the zookeeper says, I do. For the giraffes, the scheduled feeding time is 2:30 p.m. For the other animals, it varies, but there are schedules posted outside each habitat. Ah, okay. So he's being very helpful. He's telling Sean about the feeding schedule, right?
Yeah. All right, so he said the time varies for some of the feedings, right? So to vary is a verb. And that just means if something varies, that means it's to be different. So the times are not always going to be the same.
Exactly.
One day they might be at 1 p.m. One day they might be at 4 p.m., right? They're going to change. So for example, you could say the colors of the flowers vary from red to yellow.
Ah, so they're different colors,
Yeah,
right?
you could say that there is a variety is the noun, a variety of colors or a variety of flowers.
Okay, and Clara says, thank you so much for the information. Okay, so she's saying thank you to the zookeeper. Of course, if someone provides you with some information, someone is being very helpful, you will want to thank them and be polite.
Right, so Sean agrees. He says, yes, thank you. We'll be sure to come back at around 2:30.
That's right. So there will be, on time for the giraffes feeding time.
Man, that is so cool.
So
yeah, watching the
cute.
giraffes too, because eating, they're so ridiculous looking because they get those long necks, and when they chew the food, they're like, So fun to watch them eat.
I know, but so cute,
It's adorable.
Instead of just sitting there or standing there. So when people are feeding them, they're actually doing something different.
Yeah. Okay, that's all the time we have for today's dialogues, and hope you enjoyed it, and we will see you for part 2
All right.
next time.
See you guys next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
在第二段对话里 ，Shane 和 Clara 在长颈鹿生活区附近，那他们就向饲育员来询问动物的喂食时间表。饲育员告诉他们说，长颈鹿的表定喂食时间是2点半，那其他动物的话，喂食的时间各不相同。可是每一个生活区外面其实都有贴上时间表。好，那接着他们就跟这个饲育员来道谢，说他们一定会在2点半左右回来的。好，看单字 schedule， 它是名词，表示日程安排表、时间表。那么它当动词是表达为什么来安排时间。再来 vary 这个动词，它表示不同、有差异。vary from A to B 就是变化从 A 到 B 都有。补充单词 habitat 则是指动物的栖息地或者是植物的生长地，在对话当中则是指这个动物园里面的动物生活区域。再来 zookeeper 就是动物园的这种饲育员啊、管理员。好，这边一个重点，我们进入文法时间。好，我们来看这个重点是 happen to 加原形动词，表示偶然、碰巧、刚好怎么样。像 Her manager happens to be my neighbor， 她的经理刚好是我的邻居。那另外补充一个相关句型是 It happens 或是 It just so happens 加上 that 子句，这时候句型里面的 just so 在这边是当强调用。举例来说 It just so happens that I know his sister， 非常凑巧我正好认识他妹妹。好，那以上是今天的讲解，同学别走开，马上回来哦。
Shane and Clara stop near the entrance to the zoo.
Which section do you want to explore first?
I really want to see the giraffes and the elephants. How about you?
I'm interested in the monkeys and the penguins. Let's start with the giraffes and then make our way to the elephants.
Sounds like a plan. Then we can loop around and see the monkeys.
Yeah, and the penguins and monkeys are right beside each other. So after we see them, we'll probably have lots of time to explore the rest of the zoo. We can have lunch near the flamingos area.
Perfect. I can't wait to see all the animals.
Shane and Clara are near the giraffe habitat.
Do you know when they feed the animals?
I'm not sure, but let's ask the zookeeper over there.
Good idea. Hello. Do you happen to know the feeding schedule for the animals?
I do. For the giraffes, the scheduled feeding time is 2:30 p.m. For the other animals, it varies, but there are schedules posted outside each habitat.
Thank you so much for the information.
Yes, thank you. We'll be sure to come back at around 2:30.
Hey, 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 it's KiWi on the street. I'm Kiki.
And I'm Winnie. Hey, Kiki, it's really hot today.
Yeah, it really is.
Okay, BRB, I'm gonna go get us some ice cream.
BRB? What does that mean?
It's an abbreviation. BRB, it means be right back.
Abbreviations. I know. Today, let's play an abbreviation game to make some new friends.
Let's go.
好，今天我们要考验同学的缩写。那同学，你会一些中文的缩写吗？
我会，现在最流行的叫罐咖，那个铝罐咖啡从台通进来的简语啊。
看来是台通狂粉。
罐咖。
OK， 那我今天也学了一个。OK， 你中文可以，可是英文可不可以？
我觉得一定不行。
I think you can. I think you can. OK，so 第一个 OK，B and B。
我刚刚有想是不是 barbecue，但是这是用在 breakfast and bed。
Oh, so close. It was actually very
等一
close.
下，不是哦。
Bed and breakfast.
No, I don't know.
Okay.
Bed and bath.
我不知道 B&B 的人
不知道 B&B. Can you guess?
如果那个 and 是一个 R， 应该就是 be right back， 可是我不知道。
Okay, so if it was BRB, you'll be correct. But B&B 就是 bed and breakfast. 民宿。下一个 RIP.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace. Rest in peace.
Rest in peace. Yeah, very good. Okay, 下一个 WFH.
Work from home.
Work from home.
Work from home.
Would you like a hint? Home. What did a lot of people need to do at home during the pandemic?
Oh, work from home.
Very good. Work from home. WFH. Good job. 那我们今天学到什么呢? Here are today's abbreviations. First one. B&B. Bed and breakfast. Bed and breakfast. For example, we went down south to stay at a beautiful bed and breakfast. Next. RIP. Rest in peace. Rest in peace. For example, Queen Elizabeth, may she rest in peace. Next, WFH, work from home. Work from home. For example, during the pandemic, most of us worked from home. That's it for today. KiWi later.